Aloha. This is Emily Thoreau-Threat, host of the Grief and Happiness podcast. Every Friday, I share with you my love notes, giving you a little something to think about as you navigate through your grief journey, finding happiness expanding along your way. And every Tuesday, I post my regular podcast sharing wonderful conversations with people you can relate to and who offer you encouraging ideas and helpful inspiration. I'm so grateful you're joining me and look forward to hearing from you, your thoughts. My podcast for today is Wabi-Sabi and Grief. Wabi-Sabi is the Japanese aesthetic of finding the beauty of imperfection. Grief is like this. There's nothing perfect about grief. Grief comes all over the place with highs and lows and unexpected sharp turns and cliffs. Yet grief also has the beauty of precious memories, the coming together of family and friends, and the peace of relief when we can catch our breath. A roller coaster is akin to the wabi-sabi of grief. While you step in and look at the roller coaster, it may seem chaotic and messy. Creating a roller coaster actually takes years of thought and effort to design. Things like safety and thrills, as well as makes a new roller coaster bigger, better, and faster, are all considered to create a carefully crafted, perfectly operating machine. And when the roller coaster ceases to function, a great deal of work is required to take it apart. The relationship you had with your loved one also took a long time to build and perfect, and it was likely to be filled with twists and turns and will take a long time and effort to shift when transition comes. As your relationship grew with your loved one, your path was not always straight. Chances are it ranged from blue skies and butterflies and passion and deep love to occasional hiccups, bringing disagreements or resentment. But overall, it was pretty wonderful and definitely had thrills at times, just like that roller coaster. The last time I was on a roller coaster, I experienced an overwhelming need to stand up right in the middle of the ride and just get off. This all could be included in the experience of grief. There are highs and lows, and sometimes it goes so fast that you can't catch your breath, and other times when you can't escape to the depths of meditation for a brief period of respite. And you always wish somehow to get off, to have the grief to not be happening or have it be over. Looking at your grief from the perspective of wabi-sabi, where you know that grief is not a straight line from point A to point B, will allow you to recognize all of the experiences are part of a whole big experience. Each part is a simple part, not the whole thing if you collapse it into tears. It will not flow forever. If you feel isolated, the aloneness won't last forever. Look at each experience as just part of somewhat messy and imperfect wabi-sabi whole. Experience the sadness that you need to, cry the tears that you need to, experience when you need to remember the joys and the times that you spent together, the smile of your loved one, the depths of your loss. Eventually, the highs and beauty of the experience will be much more and last longer than the low points. You have to have that to look forward to as you do to the rest of your life. Instead of focusing on the negativity of this imperfect part of your life, focus on the beauty of the imperfection. When I taught basket weaving, some students would come to learn how to make a perfect basket. But I taught my students how to allow the process of responding to the materials being used to allow the basket to become a unique, imperfect work of art. The picture I include with this podcast is an example of a basket I wove. Allow your grief to become that work of art that is perfect in its imperfection. Do you want more comfort, support, and happiness? Join the Grief and Happiness Alliance. Visit my website at lovingandlivingyourwaythroughgrief.com and read my book, Loving and Living Your Way Through Grief. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast, rate it, review it, and binge on all our episodes on grief and happiness. I can't wait to welcome you back to another episode